Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode with me, Baelfire, and today we're back in Space Engineers. Yes, I know, I already did the end of the week last week, but I kind of sort of forgot to make the poll for Borrow Trauma. So the poll's currently on my Discord server. As of right now, I think there's a stalemate. Well, let me find Discord. There we go. Yeah, currently it's a tie between 3 games. But the games that are on the poll are Distant Worlds Universe, The Pioneers Surviving Desolation, Occupy Mars, the game, High Fleet, Dead Delusion, Stellar Commanders, Heat Signature, Caves of Quad, Starship Corporation, and Empyrean Galactic Survival. Those are all the games currently, or that are currently on the, I'll say, docket to be recorded. Also, one thing you're going to notice, the base has a shield. You may be wondering, why in the world does the base have a shield? Or how? For a better question. Well, that's actually the simple part. So that little drilling rig that I captured from that wreck detector ping over there happened to have a active shield generator, which means it had both parts it needed to power a shield controller and a shield emitter. So it had both of those, and I stole them. I just straight up stole them out of the craft. So now we have a NPC shield controller and an NPC shield emitter. Yes, I know, or more accurately, what that means is that I cannot modify them at all. Which honestly, I'm fine. All I need is a little bit of shielding, which I have now, so I have some protection against attacks. Also, if you haven't noticed, the Spider looks entirely different. That is because I've upgraded it. It now has a second battery, 3 Atmo thrusters, giving it the ability to move, 2 30mm autocannons, and then the 8 legs and 5 left and right thruster, or 5 flat atmospheric thrusters for the left and right, then 2 basic atmospheric or 2 small atmospheric thrusters, and then 3 flat ones across the front. That is what gives me movement. That is how this thing works, and it can surprise shockingly steep mountains. If I'm not mistaken, I was able to climb that one up there. But that's not the focus of in this video. You This is the focus of this video. Let me go ahead. Where is that's timer block 6. You may be wondering why I'm disconnecting Buddy, because Buddy is now Beans. That's right, the name is official. This is now Beans, no longer Buddy. There we go. Yep. And now let me turn dock on. There we go. Also, one other thing with Beans now, I'm not keeping him as a flyer. You may be wondering why. Well, the about 60 broken thrusters, the 2 broken Mark II gimbal lasers, several batteries on Beans and over there The broken AI, the broken remote control. Long story short, Beans is not going to fly anymore. Nope, not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. So Beans, at least I'm thinking, will become either a quadruped or something else. And that's not approaching us, so I'm not too concerned. All right. I don't think I can get up under there easy, so that should be fine. But, yeah, as I've said, Beans is no longer going to be a flyer. So I will be replacing all aspects of its AI, all of its thrusters. Long story short, Beans is getting a complete and total revamp. Which means I should probably make my life a little bit easier. And grab, where is it? There it is. Let me... no, not that. Honestly, a piston will work best. Not a piston, that's a rotor. Alright, there we go. So now's the fun part. Figuring out how I'm going to lift Beans into the air. One more. There we go, that should be good. And as I've said, I am replacing all aspects. You know what? Sure, I'll use that because that just looks a little goofy. Alright. Now, let me go ahead and turn that on and... Did you really just reconnect? Thank you. There we go. There we go. That should work. Alright, now the fun part. Redesigning Bean's entire docking point without falling off. And if I'm going to be 100% honest, having Beans dock up on a platform is probably not a great idea. I've been thinking about this a little bit, and I have no idea how easy a walker will have, or how easy of a time a walker will have getting up here. But let me go ahead and at least move that down by maybe a block or two. Ooh, and I'm getting hungry again. There. And I will bring it down one more in case I decide that Beans is having none of the or higher docking platform. And I realize that I still need to be down there. And I need to go down one block further. Yay! So much fun. Well, yeah, at least I can do stuff like that. Alright, there we go. That should help. Then I need a advanced rotor. Alright, there we go. So now with that... Sorry, my hand was itching for a second. Executive decision time. I will test out higher up, and if it doesn't work, then I'll drop it down. And that's probably way, or it's definitely way too many pistons, but oh well. Honestly, that's pretty close, so I'm fairly happy about that. All right. So now let me just get Beans docked up. Now, please. Oh, thank the Lord. I'm glad Kling did not decide to smite me today. Alright. So now I can rotate and raise and lower Beans as I need. All right. stripping beans all the way down to the very bare bones core. Which I'm hoping will... it might help with the redesign. It might not. We'll see. Alright, there we go. Alright, I will be right back. Give me like 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, and I'm back, and I've already placed where all the legs are going to sit roughly. So... and that is not facing the right way. That's annoying. And of course, neither is that one. Are these? So close. And yet, so far. There we go. And I'm just now realizing it would make more sense to be in the middle. Because of course. As I do it again. There we go. I can barely see what I'm doing. There. So now... to Google. There we go. All right. So, what? There we go. That's a significantly better picture. I have something pulled up on my other monitors just so I can see roughly what I'm building. Alright. Right now it's fine being blocky. I just need to get the very basic shape done. And I'll make it all pretty later. I don't know why that is so funny to me, but it is. Alright. So then, from here, do I want to mess around with ankles? No, not really. So instead, what I'll do right, will be here, and I do not need 3x3 or 5x5. I should probably extend the body out a little bit and maybe flatten it, but again, just right now I'm getting the general leg shape done. So now, all of those should be off. Let's say I wanted you to lie down. I thought I turned the hinges off. There we go. So as I said, lying down, looks pretty decent. Alright, so then the back legs are essentially the same principle but in reversed. There we go. And that's not even the right wheel. Right. And left. There we go. Okay. That would be fine if I didn't forget to extend this part. So yes, from what I can tell, I'll definitely need to extend the entire body, but I have a couple ideas to do that. Yeah, that's fair. The platform is a little bit small. Oh, wait. The hind legs are too long. I can't believe I'm just now noticing that. There we go. So now with this, Yeah, that looks... Yeah, that looks fine to me. Alright. So now, the part I'm not the most excited about, but I have ideas about it. So the first thing I'm going to need is some way to essentially count or keep track of where I'm at, which can simply be done with a rotor, a couple event controllers, which I'll place down here in a second, and a thruster, which I'll just use a flat thruster because I don't need anything too big. So I'm thinking I will need maybe 6 event controllers in total. Well, no, I really don't need 6 event controllers, but dog walking. If I remember right, how dogs move. I think it's front, left, back, right, and then back, left, front, right. That also could be me entirely making it up because I don't know. But what I will do is go ahead and set up some limits already. Oh lord, what? I have no idea what just spawned. Well, first thing that I'll go ahead and do is extend the platform. Alright. Well, here, let me go ahead and focus on the actual timing mechanism I'm going to use. And let me go ahead and retract this. And that's fine. All I need right now is to get some manual control to control the thruster, which means I need interior plate. Which I now have. Then I know I'm going to need at least 1 for this. 2. I'm going to need 2 event controllers for this. Now where is 5? So as I said, I'll need 2. And then let me put another thruster on the front. And you may be wondering, what am I doing? Well, I'm making a basic WASD converter. Or a WS converter, I should say. EC forward. And instead of it being cargo, it's going to be power output, I believe. Thrust percentage. If it is greater than or equal to 1%, then it'll do something. Flat atmospheric thruster forward. Okay, come on. And you are going to control that. And I'll get into what it's going to do here in a second. Oh, I turned that thruster off. Oh, great. Well, hey, you'll get to see the 30 millimeters open up. Speaking of, then not to mention all the base defenses. I could steal another NPC shield emitter. But, nah, I'm good for now. Alright, so now EC backward, backward. If it is greater than or equal to okay, so now is what the rest of it's going to do. Event controller, or no. First is renaming this advanced rotor to timer. You'll see why I'm renaming it to timer here in a second. Select actions. So when it is true, timer, you are going to spin in reverse and turn on. When it is false, you're going to turn off. And you're also going to reverse again. That does not work properly. So you're going to be reverse, you're going to be off, and then you're going to be reverse. So now, timer, let's go ahead and give it a positive RPM of 1. I messed it up somehow, didn't I? One, yeah, I turned you off backward. When it is false, yep. Toggle block on when it's true, off when it's false. Nope. I need to remember I rename stuff. Okay, so let me add maybe 30 Newton meters of braking torque. And as long as that doesn't get any heat or any weight on it, that should be fine. And that's working fine so far. Event controller forward. Let me set up the same exact thing. Except for the only difference is I don't need to, when true, you're going to turn on. When false, you're going to turn off. Simple as that. Timer. And I'll set it to maybe 15 for now, just to show you. And there we go. So now, the next step, these two I will paint black, because to put it simply, they're my base, and they're what will help allow me to control everything. So then, each leg needs to go up, forward, down, back. So that is 4 steps in total, I think. So let me go ahead, place 4 more of these. And then the most critical step, 4 lights. So for those of you wondering, I am using, I'm building using Dread Mechanics way of building mechs and logic systems. Just simply because it makes it makes it more modular and manageable. So you're going to be step 1. You are step 2. Really, I'm shocked that I was able to capture that. And I still have the NPC shield controller. Well, I have no real way of moving it yet, but that can wait. Oh. That is my first time seeing a glitch like that. So I will leave it be for now and come back to it later. You will be step 3, and then last but not least, step 4. All right. So now, then controller step 1, event controller step 2, event controller step 3, and then step 4. So now all of you, and I can't do you all at the same time, great, is rotor hinge, attached, detached, stored power, thrust percentage, power output, piston position, angle changed of timer of I guess it's angle changed of 60 degrees. Well, no, that would be step 1. Of timer. Select actions when step. Toggle it on. When false, turn it off. 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 And then number 4 of off. There we go. So now I don't think I understand it fully. So when it is and there's no way to make it at. Of course not. Actually, there is. When it hits, you will turn off. I think. Toggle block off. And toggle the other ones on, I think. Okay. Vent controller, step 2. I really wish there was a way to say, hey, at this angle. Well, hang on. Calculator, 360 divided by 4 is 90 degrees. 90, 180, 270, and then, sure, 0. So now, when true for you, you will turn oh Lord, this is not making the most sense. So, give me a second. Okay. So when it is true, you turn off. When it becomes false, when it is true, you turn on. When it is false, you turn off. Okay. And I will just do that for every single one of the lights. On, off. So at one point, all of the lights should be on, if I'm not mistaken. On and then off. So why aren't you working? Oh, because I don't have timer in here yet. You're in there. And you're in there, so why aren't you turning on or off? On, off, and you are at, yeah. Oh, so you're telling me that step 4 is just not turning on. So you're going to be on until there. And you just don't turn on, period. Great. Wonderful. That makes things even better. All right, then. 300 degrees, I guess. Just so I can see what's happening. Alright, is this working now? But at 0. Oh, wait a second. Action slot 2. And I'm assuming it won't do anything here. I'm going to go ahead and assume no. Oh, man. No. Okay. So if it is equal to or greater than 1 degree, I really would wait a second. I can shift it to wherever I need. There we go. That should be working now. And let me go ahead and paint these, or not paint them, but there we go. At night would make this so much easier, but oh well. And I'm getting hungry again. Dear Lord. Okay, that I think is working now. Or at least a little bit. So then, on top of those, I need 4 more event controllers. And these are going to be a little bit I won't say on the confusing side, but it's a lot of steps. There we go. That was exactly what I was going for the entire time, believe it or not. Oh, that's right, event controllers. Move 1. Man. 2, 3, and then number 4. You select action, not select actions. Block switched on, off. Oh. Well, that makes things a little bit more easier, but also a little annoying. Switched on, off. And then, last but not least, switched on, off. You get step 1. You get 2. You get number 3. And then you get number 4. Move. Let's see. So it is 1. Okay. That is not enough thrust. Gotcha. Is that enough? So off. So is it while it's off? On. Okay, so yeah, it's exactly as I'm thinking. Good. Alright. So building up logic is so much fun. But hey, by the looks of it, So by the looks of it, I'm out of time for today's episode, so I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, all that amazing stuff. I'll see all of you in the next episode, hopefully where I'll have all the logic done, a little bit more of a proper body shape for beans. So I will see all of you in the next episode. I think I said everything. Alright, anyway, I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye, guys.